Every generation believes its debt will be managed. The historical record disagrees. The same three-phase pattern has repeated at least 6 times in the last 500 years. Accumulation, crisis, restructuring. The names change. The mechanism does not. Episode 1. Spain, 16th century. New World silver flooded into Europe. Spain financed wars on the expectation of future bullion. Philip II defaulted on his debts 4 times between 1557 and 1596. The world's largest empire, at peak power, could not service what it owed. Restructuring followed. The cycle had its first documented modern run. Episode 2. 1720. The South Sea Bubble. British and French governments issued shares in trading companies to convert war debt into equity. The South Sea Company reached a valuation 10 times what the underlying trade could support. The collapse wiped out investors. Government debt restructured. The chief minister fled. France's Mississippi scheme collapsed the same year. 2 countries, 1 year, the same shape. Episode 3. The 1820s, the first global debt crisis. After the Napoleonic Wars, European banks recycled capital into newly independent Latin American states. By 1825, nearly every Latin American government had borrowed heavily from London. By 1826, most had defaulted. Cheap money, sovereign accumulation, crisis, restructuring. The template was set. Episode 4. 1873. The Long Depression. Railway speculation had driven debt across Europe and the United States through the 1860s. In May 1873, the Vienna Stock Exchange collapsed. Panic reached New York within months. The US entered a 65-month recession, still the longest contraction on record. Debt restructuring across 3 continents took the better part of 2 decades. Episode 5, 1929. The Great Crash. Post-World War I reparations and cross-border lending created the largest debt overhang in modern history. The Federal Reserve tightened. Credit contracted. The banking system began to fail. By 1933, 9,000 US banks had closed. Unemployment reached 25%. Governments spent a decade learning to respond. Restructuring took until 1945. The Bretton Woods system was the reset. A new architecture built on the rubble of the old. Episode 6, 1982 to 2023. The Global Debt Era. After Bretton Woods ended in 1971, dollar-denominated debt expanded without a convertibility anchor. By 1982, 16 developing nations had defaulted or entered debt renegotiation. Japan's 1990 property and equity collapse took 3 decades to digest. The 2008 financial crisis carried global debt to 270% of world GDP. By 2023, total global debt stood at over $3 trillion. The restructuring phase of this cycle has not yet been completed. 6 episodes, 500 years. The same 3-phase structure. Accumulation lasts a generation. The crisis is compressed. Restructuring is slow, painful, and eventually forgotten. That forgetting is the precondition for the next accumulation. The record does not predict when the cycle turns, it only shows that it has. This is market memory.